My name is Kate Marshall, and I am an instructor in basic health sciences, teaching anatomy, physiology, and pathophysiology. And I am proud to adopt the zero textbook costs in a lot of my courses.
How has your journey been using zero textbook cost materials in your course?
Yeah, so there are a lot of, I say a lot, not actually a lot of open education resources, but there are actually quite a few that are quite good. So there is an anatomy and physiology textbook that a few of the faculty in basic health sciences use as well. And it really provides kind of the level of information that students need. It doesn't go kind of too far into, this very niche types, because you could go on tangents in anatomy and physiology. So it provides just a nice way for students to get the information, but we really try, or I personally really try to have a lot of kind of hands-on discussion-based problem solving case studies all throughout, rather than kind of just providing a textbook. I like to have the textbook there for students to go back to, refer to, get a different way to explain things, but it doesn't necessarily need to be a textbook that they spend over $100 for. They can have, there's open access ones that are there. I've also worked with one of my colleagues to help produce an open education textbook in pathology.
How has your experience using ZTC materials been so far?
I mean, it's been great. Personally, it actually saves me a little bit of time because now I'm not kind of planning out textbook chapters to assign to students, and then also having to be, up to date on exactly what that textbook says. I don't want to assign students to read that text as much as I don't want to read that full textbook myself. So, in one sense, it saves me a lot of time. In another sense, I am looking for other resources out there, not just textbooks. I like to use a lot of games and other ways to consume the knowledge and information. So there's a lot of open education games and other resources out there, 3D models, all of those things that I also use, so that students can interact with the content in multiple different ways.
Were there any challenges in adopting ZTC, and what support or resources helped you most?
The main challenge would be finding resources that are peer reviewed, that I know are accurate. It's hard to go through a resource and make sure and vet that every single word in that online textbook is accurate. A lot of the open education resources are peer reviewed. Mistakes still happen, things can kind of fall through the cracks, so it is hard to make sure that I'm finding material that is vetted. So that is kind of one of the challenges, but in terms of implementing it in courses, I don't really find any challenges. It's more just the time to find the resources and then making sure that they're accurate to use.
What advice would you give to other instructors who may be considering adopting ZTC?
I would say kind of have fun with it. OER is not just textbooks. It's not just finding textbooks that are online. There are a lot of different, like I was saying, games and other things out there that the students really have a lot of fun with and engage way more with that than sitting and reading a chapter in the textbook. So it's really fun to see that as an instructor and see them have fun with the material and see it in a different way. That actually helps them remember it a little bit more than just droning and reading in a textbook. So kind of have fun with it, get creative, use it in different ways, and find different pieces out there that you can use in your course as well.